Best e-commerce inventory management software in 2026. Spotlight on DOSS Operations Cloud. If you run an e-commerce or CPG business, you know what broken inventory management feels like. A sales order comes in, but no one triggers the pick and pack. A purchase order is pending, but it's buried in someone's inbox. You've got inventory data in a spreadsheet, order status in email, and your team is spending half their day asking, where is this at? In this video, we'll break down what to look for in e-commerce inventory management software in 2026, and we'll spotlight DOSS Operations Cloud, a modern operations platform purpose-built for consumer product brands. This episode is sponsored by DOSS, but as always, we're keeping things fair, data-backed, and buyer first. Let's dive in. What matters in e-commerce inventory management software in 2026? Not all e-commerce inventory management software is built the same. When evaluating platforms, the following criteria consistently matter most. End-to-end order and inventory coordination. The biggest gap in most e-commerce stacks isn't a missing feature, it's the handoff between features. A sales order should trigger downstream tasks, pick and pack, purchasing, production, invoicing, and more. The best e-commerce inventory management software connects those steps with clear ownership and status, so nothing falls between the cracks. Cross-team visibility without the check-ins. Inventory management is a team sport. Purchasing, warehouse, finance, and sales all touch the same data. Look for platforms that give every stakeholder a shared, real-time view of task status, due dates, and blockers. Workflow flexibility to match how you work. Rigid ERP systems are notorious for forcing your processes into their templates. Good e-commerce inventory management software lets you configure fields, approval flows, and task sequences to reflect your operations. Approval flows that don't stall. Purchase orders, vendor bills, credit holds, these require sign-off from multiple people. The best platforms let approvals happen in context without bouncing between email and system, so authorized work moves forward and unauthorized changes don't slip through. Audit readiness built into daily operations. Inventory errors are expensive, but unexplained inventory decisions are a compliance risk. Look for platforms that maintain a clear record of who did what and when, not just at month end, but continuously. Bottleneck detection before things break. If purchase approvals consistently stall at the same step, or if inventory updates chronically lag behind shipments, you need a system that makes those patterns visible. The best e-commerce inventory management software surfaces where work is getting stuck, so leaders can fix the constraint, not just manage around it. Spotlight on DOSS Operations Cloud, e-commerce inventory management software for growing CPG brands. DOSS Operations Cloud is a modern ERP-style operations system designed for mid-size and growing consumer product brands that need to manage orders, inventory, purchasing, and invoicing in one system. Instead of stitching together spreadsheets and email threads, DOSS turns your workflows into structured screens and approvals with clear ownership and status. Here are several areas where DOSS stands out for e-commerce inventory management. Automated order to operations triggers. In DOSS, a sales order doesn't just sit in a queue. It can automatically trigger a pick and pack task, a purchase order, or a production step. This is the connective tissue most e-commerce ops teams are missing. Users specifically highlight fewer missed steps in recurring workflows like purchase approvals and order fulfillment because the system keeps prerequisite tasks moving rather than waiting. Shared operational visibility across teams. One of DOSS's core strengths is replacing the "where is this at" check-in with a shared, real-time view of task status and due dates. Managers can see progress at a glance, and teams know what's blocking a vendor setup or holding up a shipment. Reviews frequently call out how DOSS reduces the copy-paste handoffs and status chasing that eat lean ops teams alive. Configurable workflows for your process. DOSS is built to be adapted. Companies can tailor processes and fields to match how they already work, which reviewers consistently compare favorably against more rigid ERP implementations. For e-commerce brands with non-standard SKU structures, multi-channel sales, or unique fulfillment flows, that flexibility reduces the gap between what the system does and what we need. Lightweight approval flows that don't stall. DOSS supports vendor bill capture and routing for review and approval before payment, keeping bill entry separate from authorization. Users commonly highlight that approvals, like PO sign-offs, can be handled in context rather than getting lost in email, which reduces the delays that slow down purchasing cycles. AI-assisted transaction entry and real-time reporting. DOSS includes AI-assisted transaction entry to help create and categorize common accounting transactions, with a clear audit trail of who changed what and when. Real-time financial reporting generates generates core statements directly from the ledger, with drill-down paths back to originating transactions. Reviewers frequently point to the ability to ask plain language questions like which SKUs are low or what's open in AP, and get structured answers without building a custom report. In summary, DOSS Operations Cloud is a strong fit if you're a consumer product brand or e-commerce operator scaling from small to mid-size, you're managing inventory, purchasing, and invoicing across multiple teams, you need automated task triggers between sales orders, fulfillment, and purchasing, you want cross-team visibility without constant status meetings, you value flexible workflow configuration over rigid ERP templates, and you need lightweight approvals and audit trails built into daily operations. For growing e-commerce and consumer product brands where the real problem is operational coordination, DOSS is one of the most adaptable and approachable platforms available in 2026. To see how DOSS Operations Cloud compares to other e-commerce inventory management software and find out if it's the right fit for your team, schedule a demo through the links in the description. I'm Devin Hennig with SelectHub. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!